Nice. All right, I think I'm here. I think I'm good. I see the vocal level. Right. Wait, I should probably do this on me first. Welcome, gamers. Today's going to be a short stream. And I had an idea that I think you'll appreciate. So first off, I've been getting reviews on my game lately. And they're not positive. Some of them are positive. I don't want to discredit that. But people are complaining. They're complaining that after 2 years, I've had some bugs in my game. And so rather than do the adult thing of fixing those bugs, I thought of a better solution. One that we can all come to terms and agree with. Okay, so here's how this is going to work, right? He says as he smiles mischievously. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? No, there's no guitar today, unless that's what you really want. No, today, I figured if we can't fix the bugs in our game, we'll make a place for them to reside. Because that's the ultimate solution. I'm not going to have any bugs if I give them the least resistant path for which they can reside in, right? Does that make sense? I'm going to create artificially the path of least resistance so that the bugs have a place of dwelling for which that you get what I'm saying. We'll get into it. So here's my thought. Just got home from dinner. Sounds great, Jacob. You're going to love this. Let's compile this and see what we have first. I'm pretty sure... Oh, actually, sorry. We have other things to do first. First, we need to change the version number of our game. The reason we're doing that is because whenever the version number is changed... There's a hair right here. Whenever the version number is changed, my game updates the level select and determines what new levels have been added. So that's the first thing that needs to happen. So then we need to compile our game, which means we have a brief amount of time with which we can nap, since after creating thousands of sprites and thousands of objects, it takes a little bit longer than usual to compile. I also am not running the latest beta version out of fear of whenever there is a new beta version, it breaks the beta version that I had previously in different ways I can't conceive. And that's also a problem for me. Sometimes the colors are mixed up, and other times the sprite editor doesn't work, and I can't pick colors, and so I'm only painting in black and white for hours. So we have a few choices, but that's the risk you take, especially when you choose beta. As much as I'd like to fill the rest of the dead air, I have nothing to say. And I don't know if I want to spoil what we have here, but here, let me open up some folders. Because we have some sprites to make. We have a level that I'm crafting that I think will be perfect. And I think I can get it done relatively quickly as well. Those of you that are watching and taking the opportunity to squint and read my objects list may have already seen what I am intending to do here. But I hope you'll not spoil it for the other people. I've recognized that I can make a friend with the bugs I have. And then everyone will be satisfied. The bugs will have a place to go. And my audience won't have expectations about there not being bugs, because it'll be more overt. So let's look at what we have so far. Ah, a locked level. How interesting. Let's unlock it. This is the start of my level. We're going to program this today. So what I have here is a bug driving a car. Let's just leave it at that. and let's get him programmed. I have most of what I need, and we can add more later. So let's see here. First off, I've gone ahead and created some sprites, and I've also created a phase, because we're going to do phases here. So first we have phase 0, which is going to be nothing. Then we have phase 1, which is going to be move left. Then we have phase 2, which is going to be, actually I can just, okay. Then we have skid. Then we have flip. And then we have crash. Okay. Relatively simple, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do if phase equals 0. If I remember how to type, nothing is going to happen. Or maybe we'll just go to phase 1. That makes more sense. Yeah, I guess so. If phase equals 1. So this is where he needs gravity. So we have an enemy gravity. An enemy gravity also includes collisions, as well as it also includes movement vertically and horizontally. So that's the script. So when he's in this phase, he is going to be affected by gravity. And then also in here, we're going to set his H speed equal to 4. Okay. Now, the player, when hit by the bug, needs to die. So if place meeting x, y, obj player, then we have SCR player killed. So if we're touching the player will be killed. There's going to be different specifications for that, but for now, that is what we're working with. Okay, we're going to have some complex animations, but what we need now is if instance exists the player. So if the player exists, if the absolute value of obj player.x minus my x is less than 100. So if we take our current x and then the player's x, we subtract them, we take the absolute value of that number, and it's within a range of 100. It might need to be bigger. Then phase is going to equal 2, which is going to be our skid phase. So let's copy this down here. And let's copy this over here. And then we might as well copy this down here as well, so that we can start continuing the phases. So how does this work so far? Well, nothing happens here. We just set the phase and we set the H speed. I have the incorrect H speed because left is negative. So we want to go left. So he's going to go -4, chugging along. Then as he moves left, since we're in phase 1 now, it's going to be affected by gravity, which is essentially just a script that I have that says if you're running into shit, you stop, whatever. You get the gist. We can talk about that another day. Now we have if the player exists, because we need to check if he exists to access his x value. Then we're accessing his x value and taking the absolute of it. So I don't care if it's a negative or a positive. What I want is the difference between them, and that's why I'm taking the absolute. So I take the absolute, the difference between them, and then if it's less than 100, so that gives me the range, then he's going to go into phase 2, which is going to be skidding. So if phase equals 2. Now, what we have to do here, actually, we got to be smarter about this. Gravity needs to happen all the time. I don't know why I thought I could do otherwise. Is there a part where I don't want gravity to happen? Maybe. But for now, let's just put it outside here. I'll put it even at the top, because that makes the most sense. Gravity should be continuous regardless of phase, or irregardless of phase, depending on how pedantic you are. Now, what are we doing here? We have skid. So here, we're going to do sprite index equals, and we have to edit our sprite slightly. So, what do I have here? I have the skid already kind of a part of itself. So what do I want to do? So, okay, here's our problem. We need to make sure that the sprite is facing the right direction. Currently, it's facing to the right, and that one needs to be flipped as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do if h speed does not equal 0. So if we're moving, then our image x scale is going to equal the sine of our horizontal speed, which basically is a fancy way of saying if it's negative, it's going to be a -1. If it's positive, it's going to be a +1. Because if it's a negative, then it's facing left, and so we're going to flip it to the left. That's because our sprite is to the right. So now we're going to set this to SPR crash bug. Now I want to change this to skid, because that's what I need. Skid. Okay, skid. And then these need to be mirrored because they're incorrect right now. So let's mirror them. Okay. That's a little off. How do I feel about this? I want to change this, but this may cause problems later. Well, it's going to cause problems either way, I think. Because it's not centered. Okay, let's change the center of this. It should probably be here, right? I don't know. I don't want this box to be lower than this box because they're supposed to be the same. And I didn't put them on the ground, so that was my mistake. I should have done that. That would have been easier. So let's see. The bottom of this box is 44, and the bottom of this one's 44. I just want to ensure that we're not cutting into the ground a little bit. I think that'll suffice for now. We may have problems with it later. We can deal with it later. So now our sprite is going to be skid. So the bug is going to skid. Now we need to also set the time for with which it's going to skid. A lot of with which today. I just really like that. There's something about it. It sounds so astute. Okay. We have to set the time. How long is our bug going to skid? This is where we can add difficulty to our level. So let's start with a static time for now and then go from there. So we're going to do timer equals maybe 15. Why is this yellow? Yeah, okay. Timer equals 0. So now we're going to do if timer is greater than 0. We're going to decrement it. And then else. Now we're going to flip the car. So phase equals 3. V speed equals -6. I feel like I'm missing a number somewhere. Hey, we'll figure it out later. Okay, V speed equals -6, and then we gotta change the sprite index again. Sprite index equals SPR crash bug flip. Okay, and then we're going to have to edit that sprite. Okay, and then for the flip, if phase equals 3, we'll come back to that. So if phase equals 3, so now we're going to do if place meeting x, y plus 1, par solid. So if we're meeting the ground, then we're going to create particles, which I have to make. And then after some time, we're going to set the timer again. Maybe half a second, and then we're going to go to phase 4. And then we're going to resolve the crash. If phase equals 4. Okay, and then we'll do a crash. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, if timer greater than 0, we're going to decrement it again. Timer minus, else this crash is totally intended so as to create a safe environment for crashes and bugs alike. Please consider this. Please don't email me about this bug because it is intentional. Nice. Awesome. So now we need to do the flip. So we have the skid, and then now we need to work on the flip. Let's duplicate that. Let's create a little flip here. So what do we have here? We're going to have to mirror all this. So we have this frame, which obviously I've kind of cut that out a little bit. Don't worry about that. Then we got this, 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 and this. Nice. Okay. So we don't need these two. So we have this, 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 this. This. Do. Okay. How do I want to do this? Well, it comes down to managing this more clearly, I think. Yeah. I think it does. Yeah. So what we got to do... So for the bug, I want to make sure that the bug is only killing in moments when he's moving. So we're going to do if place meeting player and phase does not equal 4. I know it's only going to last half a second, but I don't want them to die because they touched it during phase 4. Okay. And then how is the flip going to work here? Is this actually going to work? I don't know if it will. Maybe we can just do it by frames. We'll have to test it. Maybe 3 frames. Okay, here's what we're going to have to do. So I want 2 of them to be when it's in the air. So we're going to have a flip 1. It's going to be these 2. And then when it's on the ground, it's going to change. I think that makes the most sense. And then flip, ground. Done with that. There. Okay. Okay. We can see how that works. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not opposed to it. So let's see. Crash, flip. And then what we're going to do is... if sprite index equals SPR crash bug flip, if the image index, so the image we're on, is greater than the image number -1, greater than or equal to. So if it's on the final frame, then image speed equals 0. And then we're going to, if meeting the ground, do that shit. So then we're going to do sprite index equals SPR crash bug flip ground. If we're on the ground, increase our image speed back to normal. So image speed equals 1. And then we're going to do the same thing over here because I don't want it repeating. And we're going to do if that, except ground. Then it's going to image speed 0. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work, but we have one more thing to do. We have bugs to create. So here's what I'm going to do. We have the flip, the crash. Now we need particles. We need a lot of particles. Particles are going to make this all the better. So let's duplicate our bug sprite. Let's make some particles. So I'm going to have 3 types of particles. First off, this is kind of unnecessary for me. I will explain it in a second. So, come on, show yourself. Global dot particle, yeah. So I do have it, the ability for, what am I doing here? Yeah, this is what I want. Is it? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I have a particles thing, but here's what we want. We want blood. We want large car parts, small car parts. That's what we want. Okay. So we're going to do just a range thing here. See, I have this global particle level thing because I have a setting that allows people to adjust the particles. And so since I've started the game, I've been adhering to this. Whenever I add more particles to the game, it checks against what the current particle level is set against. Not entirely necessary since even bricks can run my game, but I still want to be conscientious of potential bricks out there that cannot run my game. Okay, so large car parts, 10 to 20. We'll do 20 to 40 for these. I like gibs. They are my favorite thing. Some people call them jibs, but I will note that it is spelled with a G and not a J, in the same way that GIF is spelled with a G and not a J. So it is not a GIF, as much as these people want to lie and gaslight you into believing it is. Okay, now we're going to create the parts. Okay, let's delete these. Let's name these Crash Bug Car Parts Large. A very easily memorable thing, if I don't say so myself. We can close this again. And let's create some large car parts. So here's what I want to do here. I want some pieces of the Jeep. So let's create them. They're all going to be, actually, let's try to keep them centered. Let's try to make sure that they're, okay, we gotta move them over. Because when I rotate them, I want them to be rotated from the center. That's my goal. Okay. Those are, okay. And we can work from that. So pieces of metal are going to be like more squarish, I think. Let's get rid of this onion skin. And then we can add more variation in it as we go. Okay, so we got some pieces. Just some shrapnel is what I'm aiming for mainly. Okay. And then now I want to do some underbar stuff here. So like this could be like an axle or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it looks like shit is breaking, that's my goal. So let's do some, you know, maybe these are like the bars off the back or something. The cage. Just some metal looking thing is kind of what I'm aiming for. So we got this, we got some pieces. All right, let's add some shading to these pieces so they look like they're beat up. We could even add like a hole in there. I like dithering. That's like my favorite thing. So we might as well add dithering. We can even make this more jagged looking. This one could be more square, I think. Dither. Sort of show this breakage. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're aiming for progress over perfection. That is my new life motto that I'm trying to embody here. Okay, and I'm cool with those bars here. So that looks good. We kind of got some of the main. I guess I can add another layer of shading to give it more depth here. Especially to bring out this dithering a little bit more. I can put these as the sort of in between of the dither and not, so around the edges. We can even add some highlights on the edge too. Okay, that looks cool. I'm cool with that. There'll be obviously some duplicates. We have like a few things here, but that's nice. I can do that. Actually, maybe I should add one more. I want something like a bumper sort of piece of some sort. Maybe we can show it's kind of bent. Little bent up. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to give something happening. Ooh, even better too. Let's add a wheel as well. Let's be exciting. Let's add a single wheel so there's like a little chance of like a little wheel coming off of it. Because it doesn't, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to fully be consistent with the image. We're just aiming for something here. Nice. Okay, we got some car parts. Looks good. I like that. We can probably move the wheel over one. Let's make sure the wheel is centered. Up, over. Up one more. Okay, because when it rotates, I want it to spin from its, you know. Actually, we can probably move these up too. Oops, wrong layer. It's fine. We got two layers here. We can merge them. Okay. Nice. So we got some big car parts. So obviously, since I made such a really easily memorable thing, that's going to be really easy to remember. So wait a minute. We have... Do I have create? Oh, I have a create particles thing. Okay, so I made this script a long time ago. It's a little confusing, but here we need crash bug parts large object type. I think we're gonna do object blood is what we want. Maybe we'll do object gibs. Do I have object gib? Player gib? There we go. Rotation speed. I random of 45. Layer. Bullet layer. X. X. The shift of the X. Anywhere, I mean, this is like a big car, so maybe like 8. Actually, we should probably do something bigger. It should shift between, let me read my own script. What am I doing here? X shift is argument 5. Yeah, okay, so it takes the negative most of the shift and, okay, got it. Okay, so we're going to do, yeah, anywhere from negative 12 to positive 12, and then we're going to do the Y, and you can shift like 3, 4, and then I random range for H speed we want to do, I mean, it's a crash. But it's going to predominantly be more leftmost because it's going to be coming from the right and moving to the left. So we want to have a heavier left side of the H speed. So to do that, we're going to do like negative 10, maybe to like 2. And technically it doesn't need to be I random because we want more variation anyways. And then for this, we're going to do I random. Oh, we don't need to do I either. Random range. And how big do we want it? We want it to be more focused since it's going to be kind of like aiming in a direction. So they're not going to arc as high. That doesn't make much sense. So let's do, I don't know, like negative 4 to negative 2. We'll probably do negative 6. Is that too much? I don't think so. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. Okay, and we're actually going to copy this for the other ones too. I want something very similar for pretty much all of these. We're going to modify them slightly. Okay, so first off, let's fix this. I don't know why I got double tabbed here. Now we're going to do object blood. Actually, object blood, no collision, I think is what we want to do instead. Yeah. And then SPR blood. Nice. Is this actually just blood? Okay, it is blood. Cool. The range for this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like 4. That's probably fine. We can chat. Oops, sorry, this isn't blood. My bad. This is blood. This is small car parts. This is large car parts. Okay. Good. Now we need small car parts. We also don't really need this giant unnecessary image, so let's just auto trim it. I don't really know what I was thinking there. Okay, we can actually center these a little bit better now that I am within a confined scope. I still want variations. I'm not going to center everything, but... Okay. That looks good. Let's go with that for now. Okay. Then we honestly might as well just duplicate this. And do small parts. Small. Okay. And we want to keep some of these colors. So that's why I'm going to keep them in here. But we want the things to be smaller. So let's make some basic shapes. Just something that looks like car damage. And then let's add some unique pieces. Maybe we can actually draw a sort of rear view mirror looking thing. Side mirror. Looks like the side mirror came off. Maybe this looks more like that. Okay. And then we can also do, like, I guess rubber is just going to be black. So maybe we could do some of that. And then we can also add some bug parts too. So why don't we take our roach. What do we have here? We have a body. That kind of gets all the color. Let's just take that. So let's do... I wish I could click this a few times before it went over to the next thing. Okay. So let's put that there, and then let's copy these colors. So I want maybe like a leg of some sort, maybe a couple legs. And then we can add blood to that too. Okay. And then let's add maybe some body parts to really give the full effect of the crash here. Okay, and we can remove this, create some sort of ambiguous flesh gib of undisclosed nature. Okay, that looks like a pretty good, well, here, let's delete this and then look at, here, we gotta add some color to these two, then we can come back to it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just progress. Okay, I like that. I do want more variation in color though. Okay. Can remove, actually we can probably utilize this. Let's just mess it up a little bit. Cool. Nice. Perfect. Alright, now we need blood. Actually, we can just add blood on here. I'm pretty sure I know what my blood color is. It's basically just like this, I think. That might be too bright. Do like that. Well. Can add a darker shade, I think. I'll be even darker than that. Yeah. Let's add this bright one over here. Okay. I like it. Okay, so we have small car parts. Awesome. Let's go back to the bug. Okay, make sure these are small. And we're going to have to dial in the level, but I think it's pretty good. Nice. Okay, let's test it. Actually, sorry, we have one more thing to do. This flip needs to be mirrored. Did it mirror it? Doesn't look like you're mirroring, buddy. Flip. Hello? Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure I'm hitting the mirror button. Okay. Whatever, dude. What the hell ever. Gotta merge the layers for some reason. They don't, or they won't comply. Okay. Nice. Oh, sorry. We have something else to do, too. As it flips, it needs to reduce its speed. If a speed does not equal 0, a speed equals h speed times 0.9. So reduce it by 10% each time? That might be too much. Let's do 95. Actually, let's do by 8% each time. I just want to reduce it, and then we'll do h speed equals 0 here when it touches the ground. Okay. We send it. We're probably going to have to play with the center collision coordinate of each of these sprites to dial it in. But, oh, assignment operator expected. Nice. We shall see how we do. We're close. We got some kinks to work out here. Actually, wait. I should probably stop this so I can see what it actually looks like. Hello. How are you? Suki LaPlante. Sorry, I don't have my headphones in, so if you followed, I appreciate it. I just don't have the messages here. How are you today? I am intentionally adding bugs to my game. I'm doing pretty good. At the start of the stream, I was talking about how I've been getting notifications for bugs, and so I just decided to embrace it, and we're going to add bugs. Okay, so what do we have a problem with here? The problem is he does do the skid, okay, but the H speed reduces too quickly. The range is too big. The timer is too long. Okay. And then for some reason, the particles aren't moving. Okay, but we still get killed by the car. That's good. Oh, I thought you were doing it's a bug? Nah, it's a feature. No, we're actually my goal is to actually crash the game when they get to this. To just straight up they get in, they try to fight like do the level, the bug crashes and the game just crashes as well. That's my goal. So in a way, yes, that is what I'm intending. It is a feature. Okay, so we gotta play with first off. The thing we gotta play with is I want the this to be higher, I suppose. So we're gonna move this up 1, 2, 3 maybe. And we can also 1, 2, 3 that up because I don't like how high it is above the ground. I did the most programmer thing today. Tell me about it. Okay, that's the first thing. And then 99% of the time was bug fixing. That's actually really funny. I only wrote 3 lines of code. Yeah, I actually did fix a bunch of bugs. The problem was it took me like 2.5 years to do an update, so I ended up creating a lot of bugs that I didn't know existed in Jump Off the Bridge. And then so I've been fixing them the last couple months. I have a lot of them fixed. There's still a little, like there's a few that I haven't fixed that are just a little complicated. Like this one here. When you fall, the house like lands in the right place. But I have the numbers incorrect for this side, so it like glitches over. You said you're working on something, but it's not even a game? Oh no. The bugs were with CMake? Oh geez. So you're fixing a bunch of bugs for not even a game. That is pretty funny, actually. Yeah, I think there has to be a balance between responsibility, like order and chaos, basically, right? I mean, that's kind of how I feel when I'm working on something. I have to add new stuff, and then I have to destroy other stuff, kind of thing. Oh, you've imported the SDL in not a good way. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Here, I'm going to turn off the H speed reduction that I have set, and because I want to see what that looks like too. Oh, you did directly from GitHub instead of doing a Git clone. I see. Yeah, I can see why that would cause some issues. How are you going to solve that problem? That sounds like that might be a problem. So CMake was crashing because of that. Yes, I can understand just immediately editing it instead of cloning from it. That's actually pretty funny. A little bit of suffering, but it is funny. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I figured it out. I got it. Yeah, the problem is that my collision box for the particles is so large that the particles cannot have room to like breathe and move. So let's do that. Okay. And we can reduce the size of this one as well. So now we're setting the collision box for these to be smaller so they actually have the breathing room to move. And blood should be technically set. Does it actually show blood when I... Yeah, okay, the blood works. Also, my friend literally can't use an email address, so sharing files for the project is a pain because I can't use Git. Interesting. Are they just like a Luddite? Do they struggle with technology or something? It's also going to that immediately, which I do not like. No? They can't use an email because of some other reason? I don't know why I had that weird twitch there. That was strange. Okay. Let's see. So hold on. We go to the flip animation, which is these 2 frames. They play at 3 frames a second. Oh, perhaps I should just allow it to have... Maybe that's what the problem is. Okay, let's just run it and see what we're working with here. Well, why cannot your friend use the email? Because of her parents, even though she's literally 17, Her parents don't want her to have an email at 17. That's a little overprotective. That kind of sucks. It's a little weird. I can't even really think. I mean, I guess you can sign up for websites with emails and stuff like that, but maybe they don't trust her, which is actually kind of counterproductive, but maybe they don't trust her to, like, she might open up spam emails and get viruses on the computer, but if you don't really learn how to deal with spam emails, that's also kind of counterproductive. It's probably worse to be coddling to that degree. I'm obviously making a lot of assumptions here, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know what their reason or motivation for it is. That is weird, though. I know. And in 1 year, they won't be able to do anything. Well, yeah. Legally. Oh, dude, it looks great. We're getting there. Oh, we were so close. All right, what do I need here? Problem. What is the problem? So, because I changed the flip here. Okay, what I need to do, we're going to work something out. You, me, we're going to figure this out together. I need something happening here. Okay, what I want is... So the problem is that the center that I'm working with, my point of origin needs to be the same distance away as the point of origin of this. So, unfortunately, there's not a good way to tell that. So we got to work with what we got. Yeah, I can count the pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 away. Let's try to replicate that 6 distance. Yeah, I never had parents that controlative. I like that. You're making up your own words now. Yeah, I would say my parents were controlative in different ways, but yeah, not to the degree of not having email. I mean, I had unfettered internet access, of course. Which is potentially deleterious to the brain, but we're here now. 6. So we can go one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Just full zoom. Trying to zoom out of here. Okay. That might work better. Can I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's try that. I want to see what that looks like. Also, the bug itself needs to crash better. I'm a bit younger than her, so yeah, I can say that as of 2025, it is worse than me. Understandable, yeah. Yeah, if you're like 15 or 16, your parents aren't that crazy. I mean, can you imagine being in 2025 and being like your kid can't have an email? That's like kind of weird. Does she like live on a commune or something in the wilderness? Like, what's going on there? I mean, I could understand like the argument for a cell phone, but an email, I feel like most kids need emails to even do school assignments. A little strange. Let's see here. So, timer equals 15. So it's moving left. And then when it gets within a range of, maybe we'll do a range of 150. Then for half a second, it's going to skid. And then it's going to jump and flip. And we'll see where it goes from there. I learned that, to be honest, the hard way when I wanted to use Google Docs. Makes sense? Yeah. If you want to be able to utilize their free cloud space, you're going to have to make an email with them. I guess alternatively, you can make a secret email for her, but I don't know if that would help. Might just get in the way of the parents. What kind of programming project? Is it for a class or something? Is that what you guys are doing? Or just for fun or what? I did buy a domain. That's awesome. Nice. I have some domains too, but I honestly really hate HTML and stuff. I'm not very good at it. Okay, for fun. That's pretty awesome. I'm not very good at web programming, so I haven't gone through and actually done anything with them. I know you can use like a lot of other websites to do it relatively easily, but I've been slacking in that department. Okay. Nice. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, we live in 2 completely different countries. Okay, interesting. You're talking about you and the girl? 2 completely different ideologies, it sounds like, as well. Nice, dude. Well, not really. Politically, we're similar. Okay, gotcha. Okay, this needs to be lower. 1, 2. And then we got to move this equal to 1, 2. And then we have to adjust this so that the H speed is reducing at a slower rate. And then it shouldn't matter after that point. Yeah, 6 hours difference is crazy for real. Sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. So did you guys meet online or something? Which means you guys are talking online, but she doesn't have an email, so she has a Discord or a phone number or something. That's interesting. Yeah, on a stupid game. So you guys met on Roblox. It's whatever, dude. You don't gotta lie to me. Y'all can meet on Roblox. Nobody's hating on it. Not Roblox. Okay. I'm trying to think of another stupid game. IMVU, Second Life. A stupid European Minecraft server. Okay, gotcha. That's interesting. Forgot Minecraft exists. Dude, look at this. Nice. Okay, we need much more explosive for the particles effects. They are a little bit limp and flaccid. I do not like how uninteresting those are. Let's do a random range of... So this is my... And I was the only one who managed to disrespect almost all the rules on the server without any consequences, staff. That's pretty funny. What kind of rules were there even to break? Are you like griefing stuff? Is that what you're talking about? The admin is so biased. H speed. I think I'm going to do H speed of like 15 or 16. Let's do 16. Maybe I'll do 5. Maybe we'll make this bigger. I called his rules Gmod Dark RP rules. So I have a conception of what you're saying, but I've not played enough Gmod to know what in the Lord's name a dark roleplay even entails. Are you guys exercising your Machiavellian traits? Is it dark philosophy? Are you guys, is it all existential dread and angst? Like, it was always very stupid. Okay, gotcha. Guys are having tea and, but like no PvP, but PvP is allowed in the server. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so just like hypocritical stuff basically you're dealing with. Well, it sounds like you had a good time. Sounds like you met some friends out of it too. That's good. Okay, is that the only thing I want to do? I guess we'll see. Or no swearing. Yeah, that's a silly rule. I'm assuming it didn't have voice chat. It was just text chat, right? I guess maybe they had a Discord server where you guys could talk in. Once I got warned for saying damn. Bruh. Youth. Damn. Yeah, there's a lot worse you could be saying. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. And there is a Discord server. Okay, yeah, I know most Minecraft servers have like a Discord thing. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to make this look a little bit more realistic. You were pissed at the admin and swore even more. As you do. Anger incites that in people for sure. Let's say we're going to go at a speed of -6, and then when he sees the player, then he's going to adjust his speed. Because you know when people like see something and then they try to swerve and then it slows down, we're going to try to create that here. He's going to go faster to start, and then he's going to go slower, and then he's going to... Oh, it's actually not hitting the second frame of my animation, though. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, so we have 2 animations. We have this and this. Once I managed to get away with saying homophobic slurs against the owner while the owner was active. Okay. Well, I guess that means the owner doesn't know the concept of boundaries or reinforcing rules. And this is a random European Minecraft server you're on? That's kind of funny. I said he deserved... Oh, deserved, sorry. Did I read it wrong? Let's manage to get away while the owner was active. Interesting, okay. Well, everyone has their own coping mechanisms. Sometimes that's yelling slurs to other people, although I don't know how productive that would necessarily be. Oh, he did some harassment to you, okay. Using the sudo command. I actually don't know what the sudo command does. I haven't been on Minecraft servers in a while. I like Minecraft though. Basically. Basically. Yeah. Collecting my thoughts. Those of you watching this in post, you'll... Okay, if I do, for example, /sudo Cody Penn AAA, it is like on Twitch, it would write the message AAA. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, they harassed you. Okay, but the issue, I'll wait. I'll resign my judgment. You can continue. We can talk about it in a minute. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, you know, I don't know the whole context of the information, and you're the one here in my chat, so I'm going to take your word for it. And he must have also, they also must have found it justifiable for you to be angry against them because they didn't kick you out of the server. So you got that going for you. For what it's worth. Which may be why you had the leniency in the first place. Potentially. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, we need to make sure... Flip. Oh, no. Are you going to tell me the drama about the worst staff member now? Let's hear it. Image index equals 0. There's always sussy people running Minecraft servers. It's just the nature of running a Minecraft server. He's hated by most people. Interesting. He's hated and in a position of power by most people. The power of Minecraft servers is unfortunately not a democracy-based system. Interesting. You know, you guys got a lot of creative trolling that you have to do nowadays. Even if that means being a furry for 3 months. Okay, I don't... Are you saying that he is... You're gonna have to explain that one to me, buddy. I'm trying to do my best here, but, Oh, nice. Okay, this is almost pretty good, dude. What I want to do here, he changed his profile picture to a human disguised as an animal with a trans flag behind it. With the intention of pissing off somebody, I guess? Just to piss off an Egyptian. Oh, okay. Interesting. Did he succeed? Just curious. He did. Okay. Interesting. There are things to be taken away. I suppose everyone has different kicks. I remember back in the day, my cousin and I would go on servers and do trolling, but it did not look like that. There was no Discord. It was if you like built near people or you accidentally dropped a lava bucket somewhere. Like that was kind of how it was. I don't know why, but he is also the most nationalist person I know. Well, I don't know if, I mean, we're delving into a lot of topics here. I don't know how much I want to say on these particular things. Interesting. He was a nationalist. European nationalist? I guess there's a party for that. No. Okay, American nationalist? Okay, I like this, but the V speed needs to be higher for his jump. So let's do 9. Oh, okay. Quebecois. I think that's how that's said, right? Quebecois. I'm pretty sure that's how it's spelled. Bro managed to convince the Polish to put his national anthem. I wonder if these are the ramifications of global identities playing Minecraft together on a European Minecraft server. I bet the ping was terrible. What'd you guys even do on there? You said there's no PvP. I know the lyrics in my own head. Okay, interesting. Cultural exchange. 100 MS. Okay. Okay, that's too high. Let's do 8. No, he's my IRL friend. Oh, okay. Gotcha. The Quebecois guy. The guy that's the worst mod? Or the Polish person? I'm doing my best to follow along. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that answers the 3 questions I had there. Okay. Nice. So what are you going to school for? Yeah, actually, you're probably in high school. That would explain. The Polish person, a good mod. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Okay, I need to slow down even more. I'm in secondary school. Okay, is that middle school? I think that's middle school then, right? Or is secondary school a thing that's European? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. No, okay. Sorry, I don't know. I think Europe has a different school system. We have like elementary, middle, and high school. So is secondary school the school after the first school that you have where you determine like, oh, you don't live in Europe. Okay, sorry. I don't know where you're at and I don't know what you're going through. I don't even know what secondary school is. Where the hell are you? Oh, sorry. You said, I mean, you're able to type this, so I'm going to guess you're in Canada. It's going to be my guess. Final guess. Yeah, okay. Got it. I figured it out. That's what I was going to say. I guessed it myself. I was like, wait a minute, he's typing this shit here. That E. That E gave, I think, if I got it right, that's what I was thinking. But, okay. I don't know how school works there. I've once been to Ottawa and put the national anthem of Quebec with max volume. Yeah, is there like some sort of animosity between the French people and the Canadian people or something? I do not know about the race relations in Canada, so forgive me if this sounds very high tension. Okay, I did not know. I am a mixing pot of a bunch of different nations, so... But it has loosened, okay. I knew a little bit of, like, the tensions between the indigenous people in Canada as well as, like, other people, and I know there's also a big Asian population in Canada as well, and then that has caused different tensions, so I'm not sure. But it sounds like all of these things are coming together into a Minecraft server. It kind of united more people of Canada because of the Trump shit. Interesting. Okay. I guess he has done good things for the world then. No. The tariffs brought everyone together. And then they hugged. Okay, what am I working with here? Alright, I won't talk more about it. Okay, yeah, you don't have to. I didn't vote. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty out of politics, so I think it's all a sham. Seems like a bad idea to talk. I don't think it's a bad idea to have a conversation about stuff, but I'm not really well versed in it, so I actively chose not to vote. So I'm reducing the V speed, and then I'm going to add back in the crash. I know that there will probably be a third referendum. I'm going to be honest. Anything could happen at this point. Anything. TwitchCon hype. Welcome, Thomas. We're talking about Canada. How are you? And America. It still feels too tall. Let's do 7. And then actually I want to set this timer to 30. Well, the nationalist separatists are winning in the polls for my local provincial election. Okay, so nationalist separatist. So a nationalist is somebody that supports the country, and the separatist is somebody that supports like a separation from the country? So how is there a party that's both nationalist and separatist? Or are you saying they're a nationalist for the separation that they are? I actually don't really know much about Canada's politics, so. And isn't this... I mean, this might just be... I can't sleep, 2:43 a.m., and I have a birthday today. Dude, happy birthday. Nice. Are you excited for your birthday? Is that what it is? Quebec is a nation. Okay, so is it the nationalist separatist for Quebec? English Canada is another nation. I thought Quebec was a part of Canada, so I'm assuming the nationalist separatists are the people in Quebec that don't want to be a part of Canada. Is that what you're saying? That the polls are leading for the separation of Quebec from Canada? Nation does not equal country. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I was conflating the two. Thanks. A little bit. A little bit excited. Well, how old are you turning, Thomas? Are you worried about it? Are you concerned? Yeah, a lot of people support independence. I did not know that. I am part French Canadian, I think. And I'm Polish and Czech and Italian. 17. Nice. Well, happy birthday, Thomas. I hope you're looking forward to it. Although it sucks you can't get to sleep. You pulling up your gaming computer and gaming out or what? Okay, I just need this car to slow more, and then I think I'll be content with it. My origins are probably very Irish. Interesting. We all have a very unique backstory. If absolute of a speed is less than or equal to 0.1 equals 0. Yeah, also don't confuse, in that case, nationalism as right-wing. Yeah, I wasn't going to confuse that as well, because I know nationalism isn't inherently right-wing. Because if they win, it is the left that are winning. Interesting. Now, do you mean leftism, like, is it the same over there, where there's, like, a distinction between leftism and liberalism? I mean, this is a lot. Didn't you say you're, like, younger than 17? When do you get the chance to vote over there? Is it at your age? I guess you would, right? Canada might have the same voting age. I've been lying in bed and listening to SCP stories. No. Oh, at 18. At 18. Oh, interesting. I don't even remember when our voting age is. Oh, it is at 18. Okay. I just follow politics. Yeah. You follow politics. Sounds like you're on Twitter too much. That's what it sounds like. The echo chamber of my feed is everything I need. No, I don't have an account. Oh, interesting. I have an account on the Fediverse. It's a private Québécois. Yet. No. It is needed these days. Oh, no, don't justify it. I followed on YouTube. Oh, interesting. So the YouTube algorithm is giving it to you. That's kind of unique. Let's see here. And base speed is not equal to 0. Well, to be honest, when I set out to make a joke about a bug crashing and that also crashing the game, I was not expecting to have an interesting discussion about the nationalist separatist movement in Quebec and Canada right now. So I appreciate you bringing that to me, Suki, if that's how you say your name. Suki. You learn new things every day. I was not expecting that. It sounds like a very touchy subject, so I will reserve any opinions on it. But it's nice to know other people have things going on too. Oh, for real. It is mainly because we were supposed to talk about stupid server because that was how I met someone that I'm working on a game. Gotcha. Well, why don't you talk about the game that you're making? Okay, we could be... I like what we're going with here. It is a gray screen. That sounds like a new postmodern attempt at making a really interesting game there, Suki. What do you intend to say with this gray screen? Are you going to add a few more rectangles on it, or... The design papers are done, okay. Are the design papers detailing more than a gray screen? Or is this also part of the postmodern abstract sort of art that you're intending on subjecting the world to? Okay. Well, why don't you tell me about the design papers then? And Thomas, you can tell us about what SCP story you're listening to. Actually, Thomas, if you could also explain to me how that SCP game works that I keep getting recommended in my YouTube, I would like to know, because I don't understand what's happening. It seems like some people play the SCP guys, like the monsters, and other people play like the like scientists, but I don't understand. It seems like I don't get how you win. That's what I don't understand about it. Like, I think it's a Gmod thing, but it's like you run through a bunch of doors, you can close doors behind you, and then like you have to ascend to the like main level. Like, I don't get how that works. We plan to add a multitude of weapons, such as a frying pan, a British knife, the shovel, the fork, and the plate. Interesting. So right now I have a gray screen in my head, and I'm also visualizing a multitude of weapons, the likes of which include things that I wouldn't necessarily immediately consider weapons, like a frying pan, a British knife. I'm saying that because you distinctly put that there. A shovel, a fork, and a plate. Also, I think there's some humor here because I know knives are banned in Britain. So is it just a really dull knife? Or is it not a knife at all? Maybe it just doesn't even render in because Britain doesn't have access to knives. I'm not playing this SCP game. I tried, but I did not like it. Okay. Well, I appreciate you adding that because I wasn't sure about it, but I kept getting recommended in it, and the thing that was most curious to me is I couldn't figure out what the hell they were doing because of stereotypes. Okay. It's because of stereotypes. Is that your explanation for the British knife? So it's actually a knife. You're actually adding a knife. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. There's a knife being added, all right. But they can't legally own knives, right? So wouldn't it be funny if it just didn't render, or if it was something else like a stick? Like a British knife is a stick because they're not allowed to have knives? You ever hear that story of that guy that like defended people because like he didn't have a knife but he had a swordfish, and so he fought people off with a swordfish? You know the meme of two people studying each other in the game and they say British simulator? No, I actually don't know that meme. Actually, maybe I have seen that before. In a game they say British. I might have seen that. I actually might have seen that. I'll look it up later. SCP means secure, contain, protect. Okay. You know, I didn't think about it that hard, but yeah, I guess it is is it an anagram? Is that what I'm thinking of? No, anagram is a whatever. You know what I'm saying. Right? It starts with A, doesn't it? What am I thinking of? Acrostic? Oh. Abbreviation? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a meme in the game Wolfenstein. Okay. I played the original Wolfenstein. It is a big company that is securing anomal entities that are unfriendly against humanity. I've read a little bit of the SCP lore, but I have not read a lot. My girlfriend knows more about it. It's called Wolfenstein London meme. Okay, I'll look that up after stream. I'll keep that in mind. The Wolfenstein London stream. Yeah, I played the OG Wolfenstein on my grandfather's computer, man. It was on a Mac, dude. Those are the days. The beautiful days. Okay, what am I trying to do here? Oh, I wanted to make the... Getting a little distracted, but that is fine. The nature of streaming. Oh, wait, I need to add beans. Beans are important. Everybody needs fiber in their diet, lest you get prostate cancer at 18. Okay, gotta go. Nice talking with you, Sugi. Have a great day. If you followed, thank you. If not, it's whatever. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Peace. I am going to finish up my bug level. Anyway, I should go to sleep. Bye, Cody. And political Sugi land. Yes. Have a good day, Thomas. Take it easy. I appreciate you coming out here. And have a good day. Enjoy your birthday. And congrats on making it to 17. I think I just have one more thing to do. Goat emote. Nice. No, you're the goat. One more thing to do to complete my level. Okay. I like how this looks. We can add more later, like a way to beat the level. But for now, the whole point of this level is to create a safe space so that my bugs can congregate together and roam in harmony. And then when I feel like dealing with them, I'll know where they're at. I could knock on their door, ask to borrow some sugar, a tablespoon of honey, whatever I need, and I'll know where they're at. It's kind of like creating a house for the homeless, is that I can avoid them more easily because I know where they're at. If that makes sense. Nice. Nice. Look at the level works great. So you load it in the game. The game loads up. We might change this variable name so that it's funnier. If I think of something funnier, I'll put it in here. I can't think of a way to make it, Oh, I can make the bug name change based on the language, too, so it could be multilingual. I should write that down, too. Because I want everyone to get the joke, okay? So, multilingual bug crash. So, whatever this ends up as, we need to figure out how to say it in other languages. Because the whole point is that, you know, you get to this level, you beat the last boss, whatever's before it, you enter the level, the bug crashes, boom, the game crashes. Nice. Can't wait to get emails about this one. We're subverting the expectations. Rather than bugs accidentally happening, we've just added one to our game. So next time, we're going to make this multilingual. We got to make a way to beat the level because you can't outrun the car. And we'll figure it out from there. So if you showed up to watch me add bugs to my game, I appreciate you. Have a good day. That's all I wanted to say. We're coming in on a little over an hour. And that's it. That's all I got. This is it. I'm adding bugs to my game now. Some people would call it art. That's about it. Have a good day.